All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halor Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Shalom to you, sincere Akiyam, out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwaf that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, Adawan Ratazah, this will be edifying. As usual, I'm going to go into Rakah Kwadash. And I saw this, it popped up in my feed, and I was gonna speak on this, but I got something. I'd rather talk about the DJ Trump. He's a character. So I'm pretty sure you heard about this already. I saw this on Willie D. As you can see, 22-year-old grad fighting for her life after boat propeller ripped off both of her legs on trip to the Bahamas. And initially I was going to speak on this, but the spirit changed, so I just got it up there so you can do your own due diligence. I don't know if you heard about it, but we definitely are in these times, man. 'Tis the season of judgment. You know, as it says in Zephaniah, every morning does Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai bring his judgment to light, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Everybody's we're coming into the summertime. Everybody's in the spirit of partying, turning up, reveling, you know, no cares in the world. Meanwhile, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is angry with the wicked every day. And like I always say, you ain't seen nothing yet. These judgments are becoming more and more horrific, you know? But anyways, I wanted to focus on DJ Trump, man. This guy's truly a character. Trump, he's our man. If he can't do it, nobody can. He's got to be Adawan Ratazah. He's the last president, man. You know, he's the last emperor. As Elder Apostle Tahar believes, he's Nero. And this dude truly is a character, man. I mentioned it at camp, but allegedly he's threatening, as you can see, to put tariffs on the EU. But that's not what I wanted to focus on. I'm gonna leave this link, well, one of these links. I was watching it on France 24, and I watched it on BBC. I might leave the BBC link, but this is what this is the main inspiration for this lesson, man. Trump, man, he's a character. So it says, war in Ukraine. Trump says Putin has gone absolutely crazy. Trump says Putin has gone absolutely crazy considering more sanctions on Russia. And allegedly, he's talking about putting 500% tariffs, sanctions on Russia and their allies. 500%. And he's really angry, but he's perturbed. He's pissed. So it says, U.S. President Donald Trump said Vladimir Putin had gone absolutely crazy. And you gotta hear his tone. You gotta hear the way he says it. You know, he's like, we're in the middle of talks, and this guy's bombing Kiev. This dude's something else. He's like, I've known him for. You gotta just listen to him. This guy's a character. You know. So anyway, it says U.S. President Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin had said Vladimir Putin had gone absolutely crazy by unleashing the largest aerial attack of the war on Ukraine, and said he was weighing new sanctions on Moscow, again, allegedly 500% tariffs, though he also scolded Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, right? And I got the post, he tweeted out, you know, he always doing the tweets. I'll leave this link in the description because it's a little bit longer. You get a little more information. I'll read it, though. This was the same thing. Trump says considering further Russia sanctions. Trump rebukes Putin as Russia hits Ukraine with record drone attack. U.S. President Donald Trump has rebuked Russian President Vladimir Putin after another weekend of Russian missile and drone attacks on Ukraine. On Saturday night into Sunday, Russia fired 367 drones and missiles at Ukraine, killing at least 12 people. He's like, this guy, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's killing all these people. That's so hypocritical. What about what Benjamin Netanyahu is doing? Mr. Mike Bibby. He's been killing people, showing you the hypocrisy, you know. But again, I'll leave the link. You just got to hear. I wish I could play it, but, I don't want to get copyright stricken. Every time I play it, the slightest clip, for some odd reason, my videos get clipped. So not even going to play that game. Again, I'll leave the link in the description, and this dude is a character, So it says, the attacks continued on Sunday night into Monday, including in Kiev. Trump also criticized Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky. Russia said it intercepted 96 Ukrainian drones across 12 regions overnight, including 6 over Moscow. So, again, for the umpteenth time, I'm gonna leave that link in the description. But here's the tweet that he tweeted out. Pretty much exactly what he said. Pretty much what he was, the same sentiments. This is from Donald Trump's Truth Social. It says, I've always had a very good relationship with Vladimir Putin of Russia, but something has happened to him. He has gone absolutely crazy. He is needlessly killing a lot of people. Again, hypocrisy. What is Benjamin Netanyahu doing? And I'm not just talking about soldiers. Missiles and drones are being shot into cities in Ukraine for no reason whatsoever. And allegedly, they were just in the middle of talking. So I guess it caught him off guard. It says, I've always said that he wants all of Ukraine, not just a piece of it. And maybe that's proven to be right. But if he does, it will lead to the downfall of Russia. Likewise, President Zelensky is doing his country no favors by talking the way he does. Everything out of his mouth causes problems. I don't like it, and it better stop. This is a war that would never have started if I were president. This is Zelensky's, Putin's, and Biden's war, and not Trump's. I'm only helping to put out the big and ugly fires that have been started through gross incompetence and hatred. So this guy is very proud, man. Very proud, very arrogant, pompous, But again, he's the stereotypical Edomite prototype, And we love it. Trump, he's our man. If he can't do it, nobody can. Adawan Ratazah, he is that man, that cruel Lord in Isaiah 19, that's going to lead America, Babylon the Great, into the Third World War, lead to America's demise. Okay. So again, I had a couple precepts. I was going to go into, that horrific judgment that befell, that chick, on vacation in Bahamas. Her legs got chewed up by the propellers, but I'd rather get into DJ Chump. It's not going to be long. So, just a couple quick precepts. Matthew 10:34, because we're in the season, we're in the time of judgment, we're in the time of war, we're in the time of all hell breaking loose, we're in the time of we're at the door of Jacob's trouble. This devil is about to come down with great wrath. Matthew 10:34, you can see it's in red, so it's straight out of Yahushua HaMashiach's mouth, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. It says, think not that I come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Okay? That's what the Lord ain't coming to bring peace. He's coming to wage war. He's coming in the height of war. He's coming in the midst of the Third World War, and all hell being broken loose upon the earth. I come to send fire on the earth. What may I, if it be already kindled? The flames are already kindled. And as it is written, he's going to send fanners into Babylon to fan them. Things are going to get more intense and more intense. Why? Because that's the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And besides, Trump is an Edomite, but so is Putin. Okay? And we know what the scriptures say about these Edomites. The words of their mouth are smoother than butter, but war's in his heart. Putin has war in his heart, man. And it doesn't help that they don't trust you. You don't have a good track record. Okay? They can't trust you as far as they can throw you. So they're just, as it is written in Obadiah, they that eat thy bread have laid a deadly wound. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. You're in a snare. You're in a trap. You know? It's nothing you can do to get out of this, man. It's inevitable. The second woe passed, the third woe is coming quickly. And these nations, these BRICS nations are ready. You're not ready. You're not prepared. Okay, but BRICS, China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, these BRICS nations are ready. Okay, India, Pakistan, all these nations are ready to go to war. They're ready to lock horns. And it's all the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's why you can't understand it. You've known him for years. He's doing, when deep sleep falleth upon man, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai seals their instructions. There is no such thing as free will. Man's going is of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it ever whithersoever way he will. And that's what's going on. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is gathering these nations for this third woe. And it's coming quickly. Isaiah 13:4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. That's that third woe. That the battle of Armageddon. You know, that's going to take place in the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's decision, right over there in the Levant, the so-called Middle East, Western Asia. All right, they're gathering as we speak. It says, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord of armies, mustereth the host of the battle. That's what's going on. Okay? That's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's will. Ultimately, his will is to destroy Babylon, to wipe it off the face of the earth. Zephaniah 3:8, and that's what we're patiently waiting on. And that day is quickly approaching. Hence why we're hastening the coming of our Lord. We can't wait. We're looking forward to this. And it's going to catch most of you people off guard because you're in the spirit of peace and safety. Just like that chick that was vacationing in the Bahamas. Majority of you have no idea what's about to take place. First and foremost, you don't know the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. You think they're all love. They're good all the time. You're in for a rude awakening. You're sadly mistaken. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is a vengeful power, a jealous power. And he's angry with the wicked every day, and you're about to feel that indignation. Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Revelation 13:10. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations that I may... He's mustering the host of the battle. He's gathering them. For my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation. Indignation means righteous anger. Even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Again, he came to set fire on the earth. What may he if it be already kindled? Yeah, we ain't in the time of peace. We're in the time of judgments and war. The love of many waxing cold. Evil times, perilous times. And this is specifically going into Esau Edom, but moreover, this is going into DJ Trump. All you got to do is listen to him. Listen to the way he's talking. I've read the tweet out to you. He's talking real tough, real arrogant, real proud. As it says in Obadiah, the pride of his heart have deceived him. Jeremiah 49:16, thy terribleness have deceived thee. Yeah, you Babylonians, you Edomites, you really feeling yourself, man. You really think your shit don't stink. You really think you the end all be all. But you're in for a brutal, rude awakening. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord Yahweh. And you're being brought down. Your economy's failing. All your allies are turning against you. You're being drugged into this third world's war. The least of the flock shall draw them out. You're in a quagmire. You're in a pickle. You're drowning in debt. Hey, man, your demise is inevitable. Daniel 7:20, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, talking about America, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. That's Babylon. That's America. DJ Trump is a prime example. That tough talk, you know? I don't like it and it better stop, you know? He's going absolutely crazy. Like who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you to tell these other nations what to do? How dare you? You know? And again, so hypocritical. Where was that energy towards that G side that's going on in Palestine? The hypocrisy. I'm close out here. I'm going to read a little bit more. Jeremiah 50. I'm close out here. We in beautiful times, man, for the hopeful elect. Beautiful times. Horrific times for the rest of you that refuse to repent. Jeremiah 50:22. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. Again, we're not in the time of peace. We're in a time of war. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth, America, as it's going to say Babylon, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai did it. That's how. And it's doing it right in front of our very eyes. I have laid a snare for thee. He's in a trap. He's in a quagmire. He's in a pickle. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. As the ruler are, so is the people. Trump can't figure it out. He's baffled. He said he's known Putin for a very long time. He knows him very well. They're in the midst of talking peace talks, and here he goes with the largest bombing campaign since the war began in Kiev. He's dumbfounded. Okay, and so are the people. The people are gobbling up the propaganda that you're dishing out to them. They're in the spirit of peace and safety, and we know what it says in 1 Thessalonians 5:1. When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them as a woman in travail, and none shall escape. O Babylon, I got to read that over. I have laid Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has. You in the trick bag. I have laid a snare for thee. Oh, what does it say? Sith thou hast not hated, blood shall pursue thee. What happened to all that gangster, tough talk, and now you want peace? There is no peace for the wicked. Keep that same energy. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh. That's why the judgment is coming. First and foremost, you've been rebelling against your power, your creator, and you touched the apple of the Lord's eye. Okay? A recompense is coming for all the wickedness, all the atrocities you've been sowing in the earth. Now it's time for you to reap your reward. Thou art found, that man of sin is revealed. He's exposed. He can't hide himself. He have made Esau bare. You know? Everybody's onto you. These other nations, and first and foremost, the men of the Lord, Yasharallah, the hopeful elect. Where everybody's onto, you're exposed. You're caught red-handed. The man of crimson. Thou art found and also caught. You're caught in the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's trap. He set you up. And also caught. You thought it was your manifest destiny. You know, but you didn't consider the latter end of it. Thou art found and also caught because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh. The Lord Yahweh hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation, them ICBMs, them intercontinental ballistic missiles and hypersonic missiles. They gonna rain upon your head. For this is the work of the Lord out of one Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, in the land of the Chaldeans. Also code word for America. The daughter of the Chaldeans, the virgin daughter of Babylon. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Beautiful, Yapah. That's what Charlton Heston saw in the Planet of the Apes, the original Planet of the Apes, when he went to the Forbidden Zone. He realized that he was in America, the good old US of A, and it became a desert, a wasteland. And what's going to do that? Them ICBMs that they were worshiping in the what's that? The sequel or whatever, I forget. The other Planet of the Apes, the original one, they showed them they were worshiping the missile in the museum. You know? Yeah, we in them times, baby. We in them times, beautiful times. Yapah, beautiful to behold. And ain't nothing you can do to get out of it. The water Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Barakatha Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So keep watching, keep praying, keep fighting, keep pushing. We're close. Shalom. Wa abad babor. Kwam Yasharallah.